right, I'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's smoother when we do it in person.
Yes, it is. We're all in harmony.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda?
I'll make it, Carol. I'll second it.
Carol and Tony. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And can I have a motion to approve our regular agenda?
I'll make it.
Kathy and
I'll second it.
Carol. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. Is there any public comment on any of our agenda items? Okay. Move into our regular agenda. Have a motion to accept the resignation of Lillian Cabral from apartments accounts payable part-time effective July 1st, 2020 for real this time.
I'll second.
Tim and Jenny. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. Thank her for her years of service. I have a motion to appoint Amber Bourne as agriculture education teacher, salary $54,684 per year, step 1B plus 36, probationary effective September 2nd, 2020 to September 2nd, 2024.
I'll make it. I'll second it.
Kathy and Jenny. Questions? All in favor?
Okay.
Opposed? Passed 5-0.
And I know Amber's out there watching,
Okay.
so I just
Welcome,
want to say
Amber.
welcome aboard, Amber.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Next, I have a motion to accept the retirement of Christian Falchiccio from Family Career Sciences, half-time, effective June 30th, 2020.
I'll make it. I'll second.
Carol and Kathy. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. Thank Kristen for her years. Next, I have a motion to approve the layoff of David Scholl from Athletic Director, Assistant Principal, effective September 1st, 2020.
I'll make it. I'll second it.
Kathy and Carol. Questions?
He's regret.
You missed Dave.
Thanks.
Very much.
Yes, you will, Dave.
Well, you've got me till September 1st, so I'll keep working.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. Motion to accept, to approve the layoff of Nicole Manera from English teacher effective June 30th, 2020.
I'll make it. I'll second it.
Carol and Jenny. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And next, I have a motion to appoint Nicole Manera as substitute teacher certified at $115 a day effective 9/8/2020.
I'll make it, Carol. I'll second.
And questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. The motion to approve layoff of Mary Mossick from licensed practical nurse effective June 30th, 2020.
I'll make it. I'll second.
Kenny and Kathy. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And a motion to approve layoff of Nick Warner from technology teacher effective June 30th, 2020.
I'll make it, Carol. I'll second.
Carol and Kathy. questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 5-0. I know I called out Dave there, but everyone who's laid off, we're going to miss you and we wish you the best. Under financial reports, motion to accept the treasurer's reports and revenue reports.
I'll make it. I'll second.
Kathy and Jenny. Questions? I just have one question. I don't know why, maybe it was Aaron, wasn't there, I can't remember. Do we have an expenditure report as well? It just has, because we have the revenue report with each line, what's coming. Do we have an expenditure report?
That's it?
Yeah. I know I've seen that, maybe it was years ago, but it occurred to me that that would be good to have. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 5-0. And any questions on the warrants for May 2020?
I have one. On the first page, what are we buying for eBay?
Aaron, can you speak to
That was me.
Just a second, I want to see it, I'm sorry.
Just the third one down on the first one.
Actually, I don't think that was me. It might not have been. I think I might have switched it. Does it say
But
what it
it
is?
wasn't a huge amount, it's $48.
Oh, no, then that wasn't. I only spent huge amounts.
You'd spend much more.
I only spent huge amounts, yeah.
Yeah, I'll check into that, Kathy, and get back to you about
All
that.
right, thanks.
Any other questions? All right. Move on to school business. Motion to approve the request from Kelly Snow, teaching assistant, for her son Dustin to attend Cato Meridian for the 2021 school year.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Kathy and Jenny. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 5-0. And a motion to approve the request from Susan Evans, special education teacher for her sons Griffin and Gavin to attend Cato Meridian for the 2021 school year.
I'll make it, Carol.
I'll second.
Carol and Tim, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 5-0. And a motion to approve the request from Kevin Akama, physical education teacher for his sons Brady and Griffin to attend Cato for the 2021 school year.
I'll make it. I'll second.
Kathy and Jenny, questions? All in favor? Opposed? Passed 5-0. Motion to approve memorandum of agreement between the Cato Meridian Central School District and the Cato Meridian Clerical Personnel Association, which states that due to the association members' inability to use vacation days during the 2020 COVID-19 crisis, any association members with more than 5 unused vacation days at the conclusion of the 1920 school year may carry over an additional 5 unused vacation days for a maximum carryover of 10 unused vacation days into the 2021 school year.
I'll make it. I'll second that. Carol?
Kathy and Carol. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Passed 5-0. And I have a motion to approve request from Charles and Jessica Dupree for their son Charles to be transported to and from St. Mary's Academy at 49 Syracuse Street, Baldwinsville, New York for the 2021 school year.
I'll make it. I'll second.
Kathy and Jenny. Questions?
Will he get picked up at his home, or do they have to transport him here? No, maybe from his home.
Do we have a distance on that? It's like 15 miles?
Yes.
Okay.
So then anybody can apply for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And Motion to approve following salary recommendations for exempt employees effective July 1st, 2020. Aaron Ruby, 82,031. Gwendolyn Marion, 51,791. Joseph Phillips, 66,682. Brian Cady, 44,277. Tammy Cady, 63,253. Wendy Steinhagen, 47,556. Catherine Levine, 5196. Victoria Wallace, 1843 an hour. Sue Hawker, 62,543. Erica Bufo, 50,123. And Jennifer Carnell, 31,263.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Carol and Tim. Questions?
Percentage-wise, is this like 2.5?
2.5. Yeah.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 5-0. Approve the transfer of up to $1 million from the unappropriated fund balance to the capital reserve fund effective June 30th, 2020.
Make it.
I'll second.
Kathy and Jenny. Questions? You say up to, do we know if what we plan on, will we hit the 750?
We could.
Okay.
It was just a safe amount. I said, I'm just gonna go for the gusto. I'm gonna say $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah, the auditors suggested they'd like to see this in place before June 30th, and then actually when we have the final results from the audit, that's when we'll transfer the actual amount. This is just set in place that that's our plan.
Thank you. Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 5-0. Next, I'm approve the extension of the food service contract with Compass Group Chartwells effective July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021.
I'll make it, Carol. I'll second it.
Carol and Jenny, questions?
Are we, I should know this, but are we still delivering meals, or is that ended for the summer?
We are delivering them up until, there was a date.
Friday.
So it's like
Maybe?
26th,
This
right?
Friday.
This Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that,
And, sorry, but Brennan and I have just learned some new information today that the governor's saying you have to extend it if you don't have a public option for parents. So we're looking into possibly having to continue that. But one of the pieces we have to have clarification on are for our free and reduced lunch, students particularly, there's an enhanced benefit that their parents should be getting through other means in order to buy food. So
Oh, okay.
we have to figure that out. But that was a recent change, like literally as of today in an email.
So he's proposing that we do the meals all through the summer.
If you don't have a community option, correct.
Community option for next, we're going to pick up a meal,
A
not
meal,
like a food
correct.
pantry.
That's the part that we don't know. That's what we're looking into. Yep.
as far as the contract, is that a set price for the year, or is it cheaper if the kids don't come back to school because there's not a variety that we're also buying, or is it just a set price we pay?
It's a per meal charge.
Okay,
So
so
it's
it's
based
per
upon
meal.
how many meals.
Okay.
I do want to say Chartwells is a great partner with us. They do a great job. Missy does a great job. And through all of the COVID things and all that this year, they really have been wonderful to work with.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 5-0. Item 9, accept a donation from Dave Scholl in the amount of $92.50 for the purchase of 5 boys varsity baseball hats that were given to seniors on the team.
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Kathy and Jenny, questions, comments?
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Nice.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And item 10, there is a slight change on this. one, just let me know. So it's approved the excise of 12 or more bags and boxes of old uniforms and 5 rolls of worn, cracked, and unsafe wrestling mats. Not 3, but 5 mats.
I'll make it.
Kathy and Tim, questions?
Are they unusable even for the youth program?
They are. They were in the wrestling room, and I don't know if you're familiar with the wrestling room. It's a room off the boys' locker room down a hallway, and it's used for practice wrestling. So we have Pee Wee youth wrestling as well as our modified program uses it. And these are the mats that were down in that room in kind of static set, meaning we didn't pick them up. We should have, in retrospect, been rolling them up after each season, because when you mop them, which is a mop solution we put on to clean them, essentially it can migrate into the floor and then into the mats. It dry cracks, it dry rots, and the condition of those mats is, it should have been taken care of, but I wanted to make a decision to get rid of them and not donate them to another program. What we'll do to put mats down in that room is we have a competition mat which will fill that space. So we'll use a competition mat in the practice room.
Okay.
But it's they're a hazard, I would say.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And a motion to abolish the athletic director assistant principal position effective September 1st, 2020.
I'll make it, Carol. I'll second.
Carol and Kathy. Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. Motion to create the athletic director student services coordinator position effective July 1st, 2020.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Kathy and Jenny. Questions?
Do we have a job description of what the student service coordinator will be, or will it essentially be like the assistant principal, or will it be?
Yeah, so it'll be very similar. There are a few different duties. Yeah.
But it'll mostly be in the high school, junior high.
It will be in the high school, yeah, the junior, senior high school. Yes, I have to get used to that, I think.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. Motion to abolish the 1.0 technology teacher position for economic reasons effective July 1st, 2020.
I'll make it. I'll second it, Carol.
Kathy and Carol. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And motion to abolish 2 1.0 English teacher positions for economic reasons effective July 1st, 2020.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And motion to abolish the .5 family and consumer sciences teacher position for economic reasons effective July 1st, 2020.
I'll make it, Carol. I'll second. Yeah.
Carol and Kathy, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And a motion to approve the change in assignment for Robert Brown from elementary principal to athletic director, student services coordinator effective July 1st, 2020.
I'll make it. I'll second it, Carol.
Kathy and Carol. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And motion to approve the change in assignment for Daniel Mahoney from high school principal to elementary principal, pre-K through grade 6, effective July 1st, 2020.
I'll make it. I'll second it, Carol.
Kathy and Carol. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. And motion to approve the change in assignment for Sean Gleason from middle school principal to junior senior high school principal, grades 7 through 12, effective July 1st, 2020.
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Kathy and Jenny. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Pass 5-0. And motion to adopt resolution for the following 2021 annual election and budget vote results. Proposition 1, budget, yes 480, no 152. Proposition 2, buses and pickup truck, yes 448, no 179. And 2 elected board members, Paul Byrne with 367 and Jason Rella with 350.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Kathy and Carol.
No, Jenny.
Oh, you
Jenny.
moved now.
Jenny? Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 5-0. Congratulations, Jason.
Welcome aboard.
Congratulations, Paul.
Yeah.
Don't let me put Jason in the corner.
I'm just,
Gwen mixes us all up. and
Yes,
everything.
that's right.
don't drag me in yet.
All right, superintendent's reports.
In a related note to that news, we all wanted to wish Carol Hunter well down in North Carolina, right? You know, you certainly have been an awesome board member to work with, Carol. You know, you've given your service to our district, not only our district as a board member, but in many, many other ways. I remember the first person that my wife and I met when we were coming here and checking it out was Carol at the Christmas Bazaar, you know, and her just reaching out and her warmth to welcome us into the community was a big deal for us. So, so we really all of us want to thank you for your service to our district. We do have a cake that we'll do here in a little bit. It says, thank you, Carol, for all your years of service. It is blue and gold, by the way, so we'll dig into that. We have one more gift for you. It's a picture. Just a little reminder for somewhere in North Carolina to hang this up on your
Housewarming gift.
wall.
All right.
Thank you.
Only imagine. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite shots. Yeah. Nice. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'll hang it proudly.
And remember, if you ever move back,
Oh, I gotta give it back?
you can run for the board again. That's all I'm saying.
Very good. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you. Means a
Thank
lot.
you.
You're awesome.
And you can get 2 pictures.
Matching set, maybe the high school. Wait.
Junior, senior.
high school.
Right. So the other piece we just wanted to mention in superintendent's reports is to talk about graduation. And I asked Danielle to maybe just give a little bit of an update on our graduation. There has been hours and hours and hours and many, many, many people involved. Understandably, just folks don't understand the effort that gets into this and the minds that get behind it. And this year was exceptional with that because of all of the things that we have to do to make sure that it's safe. So, Danielle, do you want to just kind of give an overview of
Sure.
kind of the program?
Sure. So the health department and the governor have said that we cannot have more than 150 people in attendance at one time. So what we've tried to do, knowing we have a graduating class of 74, however only 72 are coming to graduation ceremony, that's our big number. We'd like them all to be present during the whole time as a unified group. So keeping that in mind, the remaining numbers are what we're looking for guests. So we're doing sessions where we're rotating the seniors in, their families in groups of 10. So the first part of the alphabet, A through, I believe it's G, 10 families, up to 6 folks in each family can come, 2 cars. So that gives you about 60 plus your 72 graduates. administrators, a couple other folks helping out so that we're never over the 150 limit. At our sport complex, we're going to have the seniors in the stadium seated 6 feet apart. We've measured that out. It's perfect the way it's set up right now. The families will come in. They're going to alternate parking lots so that we never have a traffic flow issue. So Group A, they all have assigned tickets and parking passes. So Group A will come to the front of the high school. Group B will be behind, actually right out where I'm pointing right now, behind this building. And C, D, alternating back and forth as far as parking. They'll be led to the stadium complex at that time. At their designated time, we're going to start at 8:45, and we're praying for no rain at all on Saturday. And if need be, there is a rain date of Sunday, which some folks did not know, but it was in the letter that was communicated out. So the rain date is Sunday, same time, same place, same procedures. And so we're going to have different speakers for each group of seniors that are graduating. So Dr. Ward's welcome will be during one session of seniors. My speech will be during another session. The valedictorian during another. So 3 minutes. We're trying not to go any longer than 3-minute speeches. And that'll be live streamed so that folks can watch it, and it'll be recorded so that everyone can hear all the speeches at one time or go back and listen to it at their leisure. So as the students come down, we're going to bring them down. Let me back up for a second. We're going to process together out of the gymnasium in single file, 6 feet apart, all together out to the stadium. And then the groups of 10 will start being called down about every half hour we think it's going to take. They're going to come down on the track, go across our makeshift graduation stage that we always have in our gymnasium. One at a time. Dr. Ward and I will have our masks on. We cannot shake hands. There's many, as you saw, the strict guidelines from the governor. Go across. Once all 10 have crossed the stage, we'll ask them to change their tassel at that time and then return back to the bleachers. Once we get through everyone, our vision is to have the whole class do a symbolic turning of the tassel together. That's our vision. And as Dr. Ward said, the planning we've had to have scenario A, B, C, D. It seems like E, F, and G. But we really hope that what we've done is plan the best for our students and the community to get as many people as possible. And looking at other districts, we're in line with what other districts are doing. And actually, we're allowing more participants than other districts. Some districts are only allowing 2, 3, or 4 participants from each family. And we're fortunate that we're allowing 6. And in some cases, I have tickets for maybe 7 or 8, depending on the groups that are coming through. So we're excited, and again, no rain. Any questions?
Thank you for.
Yeah, so when, like I'm in the last group, I'll park wherever the parents are assigned. I'll figure it out, hopefully. And then just wait till the parents are allowed in, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're having staff park up the baseball field.
Okay.
That's for students, and staff are parking.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome in the other parking lots, but it may be moving traffic, and if you want a straight walk down. And if the ground is hard enough, we're hoping to move the vehicles up closer on this end, because it's a little bit of a walk from this building out to the field.
Yeah, so we could end up going to field hockey field, pulling cars out there for them to get closer. But there will be a chair. It'll be labeled board member seat.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's kind of in the front.
Right.
Yeah, where you picture yourself in the gymnasium, but outside. So.
And we do have handicap accessible parking on the other end, just as if it was a sporting contest, football game, soccer game, hockey, whatever's on that grass.
So we expect it to be about 3 hours total from start to finish.
Right. Our student council that's another thing I'll put out there, our student council has purchased nice cushiony chairs for our seniors to sit on.
Oh, that's nice.
It says Cato Meridian on the back, and we had Mad Moose who designed those for us. And we are then going to have them for sale through the student council next year. We'll have waters for the students. I think we've thought of everything.
Yeah. No rain.
Thank you for doing that for the seniors.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
And then the other superintendent report I had to talk about was there is a reopening task force for our school district that's forming. I talked to the staff about it and asked them if they wanted to be a part of the reopening task force that they emailed me, and so some folks have gotten back to me, actually 6 folks have gotten back to me. We're going to have a task force to, whenever the governor comes up with the requirements about what we're doing. If you look at the college and what they put out for colleges, at this point, it's actually, it's pretty wide open. What I mean by that is it's not wide open as far as like hand sanitizer, you know, all of those types of things, but it's wide open as far as schedule though. So one of the biggest decisions we will have to make is what's the schedule going to look like. And I think particularly, and I hate saying this publicly, but I'm going to anyway, and that's okay because I'm wrong a lot. But my prediction is it's going to be a hybrid. It's going to be parents can choose to send their kids to school or do an online option. So that's kind of what we're getting prepared for, because that's what we're hearing, type of thing. So.
When do you expect that announcement to come from, like Section 3 for sports and school and?
So the sports won't come before the
Sure.
the other piece. So we've been told mid-July is when we will have it from the governor as a school district, like K-12, this is what you have to do, type of thing. So we're actually having conversations administratively, but I don't particularly want to get in a rabbit hole and then have to change it. I'd rather wait for what the rules are going to be for us. So we probably won't meet till mid-July. It's just, that's what we have to do. We are purchasing things because we know we're going to need hand sanitizer. Like that's an obvious one. Some different dispensing stations, that kind of thing. So we're purchasing some things we know we're going to need, but there are other purchases that we're going to wait on simply because we don't want to spend X amount of dollars and have it sit in a closet and never have to use it. We did buy a Clorox 360 machine last year. We are looking into purchasing more of those because there's actually we can actually purchase them through BOCES, which is new to us. So it's likely that we'll get BOCES aid on the Clorox 360 machines. If you recall, they're around $6,000 a piece, is what we spent before. So I have a CSO meeting tomorrow, and that's part of our agenda is how to purchase these cooperatively so we can generate our BOCES aid on the purchase of a 360 machine, for example. But there's other things that we could purchase through BOCES, like for example, the hand sanitizer, all the solution that goes in the Clorox 360 machines. All of that stuff can be actually driven through BOCES and purchased cooperatively through the 9 districts.
Is that stuff available still?
Well, some of it's back ordered stuff, and we wouldn't get it any quicker if we went out and tried to get it either. But so we're looking at options to kind of cut the cost of, what we know we're going to need. So stay tuned. We will be asking for a board member or 2 to be part of that task force. So if you're interested, let me know, type of thing. So we'll have board members. I also would like a couple of parents, but I'm trying to keep it to 15 just because if you get groups too large, it becomes ineffective. So we're ballparking it to 15 total folks on that task force. Questions about that?
I have a question for the community member. So there's a lot of information for this whole situation everywhere. What do you think when parents want to know what is the best avenue for information to know what like I suggested, I'm like, tune into board meetings, because you give these updates, and that's probably the most current news, but
Yep.
do you feel like it's email, do you think it's Facebook, do you feel like it's telemessaging, like where's the best source of the facts of what's going on at Cato Meridian?
It's hard to say. In Cato Meridian, wait till the 15th. Don't believe what you hear. Only believe our documents that come out and our updates that come out as a school district about how it's going to apply to us. If there are concerns about certain things, obviously bring them forward. That's something that we can start collecting now. We are putting a survey together to our parents, asking them specifically, given these safety precautions that are put in place, would you send your children to school? That is being worked on. Actually, Mr. Wren and I are working on that. So that's going to be going out to our parents because we need to know. We also need to know if they do choose the online option, what do they have for internet? Do they need a device? So if it's no, then there's these other series of questions that we need to ask you, in order to meet that need. So, I believe it's going to be a hybrid. I really do. For high school, it might look different, but a particular example could be that a teacher has 6 classes that they can teach. Well, if they could teach 5 in person and 1 via their computer to the kids that are the online learners. So, it's just a matter of coordinating so English doesn't happen at the same time math, and if you think of all the scenarios, there's lots of things to consider, when it comes to that.
It might be good just to post out there that we don't have any answers until July 15th.
Okay, I can say that. Yeah, I could put out a letter saying that.
People,
Yep.
at the end of the year, so now they're looking at the next step.
Yep.
And it's like,
I have a bunch of questions, but there's no sense in asking until we know.
Right.
But a letter saying that the timeline for New York State.
here's a timeline for where we may
Mid-July.
have some answers.
We're developing a task force,
Yeah.
that kind of.
Yeah, I think we all can agree, it's just, there's so much information out there, people really want to know what's going on right here in my, how does
There's,
this.
even at the BOCES level, so there's kids who attend BOCES, and if Fort Byron wants to do a half-day program for everybody, but they want to bring them half days and rotate, so they see the kids daily, whereas Cato Meridian wants to do every other day, all day long. There's some regional things that need to be worked out, because, we do share kids in the region. I know, for example, our Q Anadega BOCES is talking about evening courses. So not during the school day, but evening courses for high school kids, for the CTE programs that our kids go to. That's a consideration. That way they don't need 9 districts coming up with the same schedule about when they're sending their kids to school. So that's just for example, but there's so many contributing factors to all that. So we'll have, we're creating the task force now, so if there's anyone watching that as a parent wants to be on that, please, let me know. I really don't want it larger than 15. It would just be too much information. So we'll see what we need to do. Okay? That's all I had for superintendent's reports.
Any public comments? Board member comments, updates? Bye, Carol.
But no, are we taking questions?
So I don't have Paul's.
Paul normally has the phone number. Paul has the phone. So for those of you, anyone in the public, it only looks like 3 people are watching right now. I don't know, Aaron, if you have that number.
They're signed up. They're the ones that
This
are
is
signed
3
up.
they're signed up.
Oh, okay.
It's Rob and Liz.
For those of you that are out there in the public that are watching this evening, we're still going to be doing this version of our board meetings, so you can show up in person, or you can show up online. And we'll get that number out there, because it's the same number as our previous board meetings about making public comment. So we just need the phone, and Paul has the phone. So just know you could show up in person, or text in your questions, or email them. We'll say email them to Mike.
Probably 11, I think I
I was
counted.
checking my email in case someone was using that.
11 people watch.
I was just gonna say, thank you to all the teachers and staff with the end of year efforts. It was just amazing. The packet returns, the Chromebooks, it was very flawless. And the teacher parade, like I know first grade teachers had a night where they had the students drive in, and that was huge to them, like for first grade. And the visits, the fourth grade, I can only speak of my experience with my children. The fourth grade teachers visited every home with every child, and that was just huge. Like, you don't really realize what a connection your kids, how much they need their teachers until you do, but then you really see it when they come to visit their homes and the connections they have, and the need to say goodbye. And a lot of the teachers made that possible, so thank you. And then the only other thing, it's just something that I was thinking at my hometown school that they're going through by adding the one-to-one device. It was a thing that came up. They're dealing with, do we have enough power coming into the school? Like, do we have three-phase coming into the school that can charge all these devices we're going to add this fall? Do you foresee that being an issue?
I don't, gosh, they use such nominal amount of power. They really don't use a lot. And I expect that for the students who take them home, they'll probably be charging them at home. They won't even be charging them there unless they forget to charge them at home. But, you know, we already have carts in a lot of classrooms, and we never trip a breaker. And
Good. No, it's just
something to be thoughtful of, I guess. I can talk to Joseph, but I don't anticipate a big
I
problem.
don't use enough to say so.
No.
No,
Is
you're
it
bringing
like-
it to DC anyways, you're not really pumping 120 of everything.
Yeah, and once they're charged, they level right down to almost
Good.
just like a sucker charge, a little tiny bit.
All right, then I
Good.
No, it was just something that came up in
Yeah.
high school. They were like, whoops, we added all these devices, and now they were just frying the system. So they
That's
had
weird.
And then our dairy farm, my parents' dairy farm is just down the road, and they needed three-phase to come in, so that they had to combine efforts with school and get that all in and to run all these devices. That it was just something they didn't anticipate.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really small town.
It is. It's about the size of Keto Meridian, yeah. They'll make it a little smaller.
Anyone else?
I'm just gonna second what Jen did. Said I think our school as a whole did a stellar job. The teachers were great. Same thing with my three kids that are in school. Every teacher came to our house or to our camper and, spent time with the kids. And, just seeing the other school districts in that we're definitely leaps and bounds above everybody. Just the online teaching, and a lot of teachers weren't used to that, and it was a quick turnaround of, wow, I guess we're doing it, and they did it. So just a great job by everybody. So I appreciate it.
Okay.
I just have a question. Is there a plan to name the fall coaches in case we do have sports?
There is, we'll do that after July 1st.
Oh.
So plans are in place, schedules are set for fall, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we could have a scenario where there's certain sports playing and certain sports not playing. Yeah.
Right.
And Dave knows my thoughts about football. Put it in the spring. Just put it in the spring. But that is not the talk in the state, though.
Right. There's two schools of thought. One is your thoughts, flip-flop things so that...
Baseball in the fall,
Yeah.
football in the spring.
But those are conversations way above me. But there are three major groups looking at all those issues, and a state group, a NISPA group, and a New York State Ed Section 3's in on that. So there's a lot of conversation about what to do. I'm hoping fall sports happen. Kids need it. So we'll see.
Anyone else?
I'll just say, I
enjoyed my time on board and with the community, and I'm really looking forward to starting a new chapter, but sad about ending this chapter of my life. And I wish you the best in my seat, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did.
I'll do the best I can.
So thank you, everybody.
All right. Motion to enter executive session to discuss personnel.
Mike?
I'll second.
Jackie and take care.
Yeah, take me.
Our last one.
My last one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed 5-0. Thank you, everyone.